Hello! Think about the stories you already know. How often do you sit down to read a good story? Take a moment to think about your own reading habits. Today, we have a clear roadmap with 4 steps. First, we will read a short story. Second, we lock in the vocabulary. Third, we'll debate a character's choice. And finally, you will write your own original ending. Our subject today is a king. Before we read a single word, what do you think a good king typically does? Take a guess. Keep your prediction in mind as we go. Stories often move forward based on the difficult choices people make, and today we are going to look closely at how one ruler handles a specific situation. Let's look at the Activity 1 reading section. It introduces the king and his daily routine. He woke up early and handed out gold to the poor people at his palace store so they could buy food and clothes. On the right side of the cage is a blue reading tip box. It gives us a strategy. When reading, do not worry if you do not know every single word. Try to guess the meaning from the other words. So based on what we've seen so far, why do you think the king chooses to help these people every morning? Now we meet our second character. A poor man decides to go to the palace in the middle of the night. He thinks that if he is first in line, the king might give him more gold. Do you think arriving in the middle of the night is a smart plan? Consider how that might look to the people guarding the gates. The man's plan makes sense to him. He wants to be first. But appearing at a palace in the middle of the night is highly suspicious, and that timing leads to a direct misunderstanding with the authorities. Moving to the second paragraph under Activity 2, we see the results. The guards see a man at the gates in the dark. They assume he wants to steal, so they put him in the palace prison. Consider the guards' perspective. Was it fair for them to imprison him based on what they saw, even though they didn't know his story yet? The situation changes in the third paragraph. The king goes down to the prison to talk to the man. He learns the man is not a thief, but a farmer who lost his animals because there was no rain. When the king hears this, he feels sad. He tells the guards to let the man out of prison, and then he gives the man 10 gold pieces. Think about the king's final choice. Did he make the right decision by giving gold to someone caught sneaking around at night? This shows 2 ways of handling the same man. The guards acted quickly based on suspicion, while the king chose to ask questions first to find out the man's actual situation. To discuss this story clearly, we must understand the specific words used in the text. In the Activity 3 vocabulary section, we have 4 target words: palace, to steal, prison, and guards. Your task is to match each word to its correct definition. Look at that list. Which of those 4 words are new to you? Take a moment to write them down in your notebook now. Now let's quickly review the plot. Look at the questions 1 through 4. Do you remember why the man went at night, why he was put in prison, and what the king finally decided to do? Knowing these specific words, palace, steal, prison, and guards, makes it much easier to summarize the story and explain your own opinion on what happened. Now it is your turn. If you were the king in this story, what would you have done when you met the man in the prison? Write your answer using this structure: I would, followed by your action, and then because, followed by your reason. Now that you've analyzed the king's choice, you will write your own ending to the story. To make your ending clear, you need to use time words to sequence the events. Look at the Activity 5 box. These words show you how to start, continue, and finish your part of the story. Here is your final task. Write 3 to 4 sentences in your notebook using these time words to finish the tale. What does the man do next? Write your ending now. You have gone from reading about the king's choice to writing an original ending of your own. By using these new words and time sequences, you've successfully finished the story. Thank you for your hard work today.